Welcome to a new Draw My Life video.
One weekend, after going partying with my friends, I was walking back home on my own. A breeze was blowing and I could hear the noise of the hinges. Most people would find it terrifying, but not me. I knew this town very, very well. I have the knife with me. I'm strong and fast. What should I be afraid of? Suddenly, while going under a streetlight, I turned to the alley I usually went to with my friends, and I saw someone searching for something inside the trash can. I didn't see the person's face, however, I did hear the creak when his head turned to one side, as if he was an owl. I went back. I was in shock, but right away a smile appeared on my face. I know it's weird for someone to have such a reaction after seeing something so unusual, but I am weird in general. Damn it, drug addicts always doing weird things. I laughed at that thought and kept walking. My boots were hitting the floor and the sound they made seemed to be following a rhythm. I was happy to be alone at home. My mother was working a lot lately and I was pretty much always on my own. It's dark at night. Everything around me seemed to be on fire. I'm floating slowly in the dark and confusing world of dreams. You know, that comforting feeling when you know you're asleep, without direction, calm, everything's in peace, while your blurry memories come to your brain. Suddenly, I wake up. I realize my eyes are open. I get comfy in my bed. I blink a couple of times and my eyes get used to the darkness. I sit there for a while, wondering what has woken me up. I'm about to nestle between the soft sheets again, but right before I do, a strange sound calls my attention. It didn't sound very strong, so I assumed it was coming from the street. It was probably cats. Stupid animals. I hated it when cats woke me up. Annoyed, I laid on the bed, which bounced a little. The sound didn't stop and it synchronized with my head. Was it a crack on the wall? Was it real or was it just in my head? I sat up again, the sheets sliding between my arms. While one of my hands was laying on the bed, the other one was looking for the knife in my night table. My fingers felt the handle and grabbed it. Maybe I was exaggerating, but better safe than sorry. I grabbed the knife firmly, closer, as if it was downstairs. It sounded like steps. I could hear the sound slowly in my corridor. I had no doubt there was somebody in my house. I felt a tingling while my hair stood on end. My heart was beating like a gust of adrenaline through my body. It was frozen like a marble sculpture. I didn't even dare to breathe. I could feel each beat resounding in my body. If I made any noise, whatever was out there in the hallway could hear me. What should I do? Scream, ask for help, attack him, kill him, hide? Determined, I jumped off the bed. I saw the shadow of feet in front of my door. A crack of light invaded my room. However, there was a shade covering most of it. I was breathless, but my heart kept beating. A cold sweat took over me. The hinges were making noises. The door was wide open. I tried to scream. I was paralyzed. Suddenly, the alley and the trash can came to my mind. It was the same person, the same figure. A shiver ran down my spine. I only had the strength to say no. I could see whoever was stalking me was a man. His face was completely hidden by orange glasses, a hood over his forehead and something covering his mouth and his chin. He got close, staggering a bit. He was coming slowly and sinisterly towards me. He put his hand on his face. Shh. I went back towards my bed. I was holding the knife so firmly that my knuckles were bleeding. I realized the man had an axe on his hand, a lot more impressive than my little knife. I could see blood dripping from it. The intruder held the axe up. Blood was running down it. I couldn't move and I let my knife go little by little. It fell noisily on the ground. I stifled a cry and I heard a sound. Shh, he said again, while he kept walking towards me. I noticed his neck was at an inhuman angle. I heard the noise of his bones, his tendons, the sound of death. I couldn't escape. I couldn't move. I was waiting for it. My heart was beating faster and faster. Everything was getting blurrier. I felt I was gonna pass out. His body was moving weirdly. He took another step closer. His neck looked like it was cracking. that mysterious noise again. That sounded familiar now. "Shh," he said once again. He was only a step away from me. He raised his axe. I was gonna die. His axe got closer to me, slowly. I could feel it touching my stomach. In that moment, I felt a hand on my shoulder, lifting me a bit, enough to feel the blade cutting my abdomen. Agony was all around me. My body was rigid, fear, shock. I couldn't see the night stars anymore. My vision turned black and white. My world spun around. The last thing I saw was a pair of shoes with silver point, and the puddle of blood reaching the shoes of the intruder. And then, my world turned black and numb.
If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like it. And if you want to see more Draw My Life videos, subscribe to our channel. See you in the next episode!